Hey, this is Donna Nova, the transdimensional twin flame and the afterlife artist. I just wanted to show this cool little altar that I just received. I consider it like a little self-contained traveling altar. I just received this from Third Eye Creations. I added this little purple bag just to hold everything because there are some loose stones in here that I don't want to lose. But this is said to be a sacred piece that was carved by a shaman during ayahuasca ceremony, and all the symbols were channeled. And this piece was said to be used in spirit houses around the country as an offering or a gift to the protective spirits that they work with. So I'm not sure how it got to me really, but when I saw it, I just felt the symbolism was appropriate. It's, to me, the merging of the divine masculine and feminine. And it has, meaning for me. And it came in this little box with a thank you note and a card that does also make sense because it talks about holding the flame, and it talks about being in the positive state no matter what happens, which is what I try to teach you guys and how I live. At least that's my goal. I'm not saying it's always easy, or hopefully it is possible. I do believe it's entirely possible to live that way forever, but we're human. So then there were a couple of gifts, and I consider these, when this happens, it's a gift from the person who sent it, but it's also a gift from Chris, because this is the only way he can give me gifts. So often when I feel nudged to buy something like this, it was just an instant sort of, oh, I need to have that. I have a lot of sacred altars in my house. As you can see, I have a twin flame altar there. And so it just really spoke to me. But I asked myself, now, why did you have to buy that? I don't necessarily need anything new. I'm actually trying to purge some items. I like moving things out. But new energy in, old energy out, it's fine. But I really like this piece of bloodstone. I don't really have any because I'm picky about it. There's just some crystals where I want the perfect piece, and if I don't find it, I'm just not going to have it. But this one has 111 clearly painted on it. Thanks, nature. So that's very significant because there's a lot of 111s in our journey. 1111 is the twin flame number. And as twin flames, that's the magic mirror number. I'm also the mirror glyph in the Mayan Tolkien calendar. And here's a couple more little cutie freebies that came along. And then I found a little box from a previous order, and I like the Flower of Life sticker on here. So I took my mirror pin. It's a silver chrome pin. It's very shiny. It's not a normal paint pen. It's more shiny than that. I just decorated the outside here, and when you put everything in this little bag, it's purple, so it's going to be cute and pretty, and you can reuse the items that you got instead of throwing them away. And in here are just the smaller items. Another crystal friend. And another. And a little bead. And I love these little star being alien beads. And there's two of them. And the thing that's not pictured right now here, because I left it in the other room, is a resin skull that she poured herself. So that's all the nice little freebie gifts that came with my order. Because I followed my intuition to get this beautiful piece, and then all these other pieces came along with it. So I'm showing this because I believe that when pieces come together like this, little crystals want to be together and they come to you together like this. I do think they probably want to stay together. So I'm putting them all together in this box just to keep them as a group in case the collective of them just has something they would like to work with me on, instead of just putting them in my crystal tray or my bags of healing crystals. I'm going to keep them together because I don't know, it feels like they may have a more specific purpose for me, other than, simply being part of my collection. So we'll see what happens. But, you see, then you close it back up and there you go. And you can make these yourself. You can find little containers anywhere, even really already decorated metal ones, and have a little traveling altar. You can put some incense in there. Some cones would fit. You can put some sage leaves in there. If you had a small bundle, it might fit. But you can even have a little altar cloth or a bag like this. You could have a pendulum or some dice. And then, of course, it's, you can have some cards. Maybe not a whole deck. Although, you know what? If the deck was the right size, this would be a cool a case for your cards, because those little, those more flimsy cardboard boxes just don't really cut it after a while. Okay, thanks so much for watching and listening to me ramble. But this is an example of little small gratitude moments that you can have throughout the day. I've just spent my day getting to know these items and thinking about my intentions. And as soon as I held the carving and was meditating with her, I was getting a whole lot of messages from Chris about something that is related directly to the imagery on this. The things that I feel that this piece represents. So I think that's part of why it came to me. So if you get these nudges, you may not know why. Why do you have to order that thing? Why do you feel that you need to go click on that video? Why, did you click on that song? Why did you go to that store at that exact moment when you didn't really need anything? You just found yourself going there. Those can be nudges from your higher self or from anybody in spirit. Basically your guides, giving you a breadcrumb. It's just all breadcrumbs. And half the time I'm still not aware that I know it's a nudge, but a lot of times I'm like, what is my issue? Like, why do I suddenly want that thing? Now, of course, on this, I knew why I wanted it, but why did I have to have it? You know what I mean? Because this is definitely not a necessity in life. This is a beautiful, it's a beautiful gift, but it's definitely not something I had to have. But it brought me all this extra abundance and things to focus on and be grateful for today. And I just had a nice meditation, and this is just day one with it, So I just thought I would share that because I thought these little things are really nice, and people doing kind things for each other is what it's all about. That's what New Earth is about. 5th density Earth is about kindness. if you keep talking about wanting to ascend to fifth density Earth, I hope you're treating people really kindly and making a difference in the world that way, because that's who you're going to have to be. And anybody who is being selfish and egoic, egoic doesn't mean that you're selfish. Egoic could mean a lot of things that don't look selfish, but they are self-serving. Sometimes people's motives for doing altruistic things aren't totally pure because they are egoic and they are trying to fulfill a need to people please or subserve or be codependent, which those are all toxic things. So anybody behaving that way, even if their behavior is good, if you want to label it, of course that's great. But if they are doing it for less than pure altruistic reasons, if they expect thanks in return, that's transactional and that's not kindness. So I just want to encourage everybody to notice little acts of kindness in the world and create them yourself. Yesterday, I gave a little crystal away to somebody who came to my house to give me a quote for a service, and she liked all my crystals, so I gave her one. And, she said she had a lot of stress and she was going to use it when she was stressed. And my guides, they've told me before, and I know this already, sometimes when you give something away, you get more in return. And I didn't just give her the crystal, I charged it for her, I channeled energy into it for her. And, selfless acts like that are what get you into a higher density than you're in. Selflessness, not not in a codependent way, not in a way that you're depleting yourself. This is in a way that you are fulfilled and you are aligned energetically and spiritually and physically, and you're giving out of pure kindness, just the wish for everyone to feel good. So as soon as I give away this one crystal, the next day, what comes in the mail is all this extra stuff. This was the only thing I paid for, but all of this was extra, and there's a resin skull that like I said, I haven't showed you. But it's, it's like this. It's a full-size skull. So that was a whole extra order. The box was a lot bigger than it should have been. I thought it was going to be an envelope like this, a small padded envelope. So it's just a cycle, and you're going to notice it. The more you give, what you put out is what you get back. So I'm lumping a lot of concepts into this, but it's a teaching moment. And this is just an example of, you put something nice out there simply because it's a good thing to do. And without expecting anything in return, because I didn't expect this, then you can get a little, abundance given right back to you. And if we all did this, we would not have any problems because everybody would get what they wanted and needed because somebody would be giving it. And it wouldn't matter that they were giving because they would know that they would be receiving as well because everybody would be. See how it works? All right. Thank you for watching.